It might help to start by clarifying the difference between augmented and virtual reality. Virtual reality is immersing yourself, surrounding yourself in a completely new or completely different experience. Whereas augmented reality is often overlaying your physical reality, your current reality, with the context of new information, of data, of real-time information on top of that experience. Augmented virtual reality has been the subject of science fiction for several decades. And we often find the most interesting and exciting stories around these technologies in the consumer space, driven by gaming and education and entertainment. We believe we're reaching a tipping point for the enterprise, where we've seen device costs come significantly down. We've seen standards being created for both augmented and virtual reality, and we're seeing app ecosystems being built, all telling us that the use cases for the enterprise are going to far outweigh and surpass that of the consumer world. From the enterprise perspective, this is changing the way that we think about how people interact with things. A simple example would be the new SUV that I bought. I'm able to grab the handle to unlock it, and I'm able to simply touch the handle to lock it. So what does this mean? You can really do three things. You can start by shrinking the experience. That's what we've done the last several years with mobile. We've made these experiences smaller so that you can gather the information you need and interact with it in a simple setting. You can also curve that experience. So if you look at what's happening with the boom of large screen televisions and desktop monitors, you're seeing those start to be actually curved so that the human brain can pick up that information appropriately. The third thing you can do is actually surround the individual with the experience. And that's what the promise of augmented and virtual reality gives us, is the ability to immerse ourselves in these experiences so that cognitively we can distribute the load of everything that's happening, make decisions, take action, and learn from our surroundings, interact with our surroundings in a new way. So to me, this all starts with design. Designing for the individual, not just for the business case and the use case, but designing for the affordance of new interactions and new interfaces. As human beings, we have a very short cone of focus, both psychologically and physically. Our ability to understand, absorb, and act upon large amounts of information is actually quite small. We're embracing the natural process of human beings. We're leveraging the technology as opposed to catering to it. And we're actually creating systems that adapt to the individual, as opposed to forcing the individual to adapt to the system. This is something that enterprises have always struggled with, and our ability to overcome those obstacles is going to change the game for how we design, for how we interact, and how we communicate across the enterprise. And that's why it's time for augmented and virtual reality to go to work.